About to start. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final day of the 2023 International Workshop. By way of introduction, I'm your host and facilitator today. So before we get into the order of today, I think we want to take the time to thank the team at Dynamo for this wonderful initiative. I really wish that our day and the workshop that really helped us in preparing for the APC. So thank you to Dynamo, and we really hope that the entire team never gets tired of having initiatives like this, the IT initiatives, and any other initiatives to help to advance communication. Secondly, I want to thank the teams at AWCA, the teams at APC2023 and APC2023 for their collaboration on this workshop. It really speaks to the end goal that each of the organizations have, and it's really the advancement of personal and black position. So thank you very much. A very big thank you to our speakers and panelists today. Thank you for taking time on this Saturday to come and share some gadgets of wisdom with our APC panelists today. So we really, really appreciate it. A very big thank you to the team at InvestTech for the sponsorship. It's very nice to be sponsored by InvestTech on the president, and they say becoming eligible software and directly translated into real hope and take and finally, a very big warm welcome to our speakers guests, which are our APC panelists today. So thank you, guys, for giving us. Thank you. Welcome to everyone who's going back to person, and welcome to everyone who's going up online. We know it's been really long and draining past 2 weeks, having to deal with tasks at the end of the workday. But today's going to be a bit more relaxed. So today's dealing mostly with match day mindset. So the 3 pillars we'll be tackling today is financial wellness, mental wellness, as well as physical wellness. So, guys, we know that each and every single one of you are competent, you are technically sound, and you are more than capable of getting through the APC. But life happens, we all have our own little challenges. So you never know what can throw you off in the 5 days leading up to the exam, or even on exam day. We have some
class is really bad. Could you please fix your mic or something? You're breaking and you sound like you're very far from it.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
It's a little bit funky.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello. I've been going in. Is it audible now?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you.
So sorry, guys. I think we were just welcoming the online people. I'm glad you're able to hear that part now. Can I just step back here? Okay, so as I was saying, you never know what challenges you might face, like this one. In the past, we've seen people's laptops crashing, you could come in there having a weight of personal problems, but our speakers today are here just to help us get match day ready, get our minds in the right place, and ensure that we go in there mentally and physically prepared. So we really hope that you guys are going to enjoy what each of the speakers are going to say. You are going to accumulate the knowledge, and we do believe that this is going to go beyond the APC exam, but we're hoping that it's knowledge that you're able to carry within your respective journeys, even after you qualify as chartered accountants. So without any further ado, we will go into our program, and I will call on our first speaker, Oratilwe, who is a yoga instructor, and she's going to help us get mentally and physically ready for our APC. Thank you. Make sure you're in line with the cameras. Yes. Yes, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oratilwe Matla, and I'm here in my capacity as a yoga teacher. But before we get started with our session, I just want to give a quick introduction about myself, what I do, why I do what I do, and why I'm going to share with you what I'm sharing today. So I am a yoga teacher, and in my professional capacity, I am a psychometrist. So earlier this year, I was in your position. I had board exams, right? But I find that in my space as a yoga teacher and being someone who participates in the practice quite often, I've seen the benefits overall, not just in my studies or in my educational background, but in my work-life balance as well, right? So those are some of the tools that I want to share with you, mostly relating to rest and regulation while you're taking this exam, because I hear it's an 8-hour exam. Am I right? So are you going to be concentrating for the full 8 hours? No, right? You're gonna try. But you're gonna walk into that exam with a range of emotions. It could be excitement, anxiety, confusion, frustration, all at once. And while you have to perform well, you kind of have to deal with what space am I in mentally, and am I taking a break? Am I making sure that I'm rested? Because what we feel emotionally manifests in our body. That's why I want to speak about the mind and the body, because the two are connected and they affect each other, right? Okay. So mind, body, all right? Your mind gives you the ability to think. And then your brain is a part of your body. A lot of the times we like to classify the mind and the brain into one, but they're two separate networks. Your brain is a part of your body, and that's the organ that's going to be doing most of the work. Am I right? All right. And our brain, the time that you spend preparing, you're investing in your knowledge, your thinking processes, you're doing the work in the time. But sometimes your mind can get in the way on the day if you are not calm, because your mind is what gives you the ability to think. So, what I love about yoga, particularly the style that I teach, is that it focuses on moving with intention. So, okay, again. Okay, so how that applies to you, I want to challenge you to walk in that room with intention, with intention. And where does that happen? In your mind and in your heart. And that directs the rest of your body to do the work effortlessly. So what we're going to do just now, just to set the tone and for you to get an idea of what a break looks like, what rest looks like, we're going to do a few stretches in our seat. So nice and comfortable, nothing too hectic. You can see I'm also chilled. I'm not in tights or anything fancy, because I want you to see that these are stretches that you can do in a normal, comfortable outfit. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to just create some space around you, come to a comfortable seat. Maybe if you want to move slightly away from your desk, you can do so. Okay, I'm going to try my best to hold this and show. All right, so try to ground both feet on the floor beneath you and just rest your arms on your lap. You can have your palms facing down or facing up, whatever's comfortable for you. And you're just going to take a deep inhale through the nose, just shock your body. And exhale, release. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale, release. Some of you have come to close your eyes. I want to invite some of you to do the same. And just use this moment to set an intention for yourself. What energy do you want to walk into that exam room with? How are you going to sustain it? Perhaps you want to say a few kind words to yourself, that I am capable, I am competent, and I have done the work. Okay. And when you're ready, you can come to open your eyes now that we've set our intention. And as you take a deep inhale, just shrug your ears up to your shoulders up to your ears. And exhale, just drop them down. And inhale, lift them up. Exhale, drop them down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale down. And inhale, squeezing all the way up. And exhale down. Now you're going to bring your right hand across your head. And you're gently going to draw your ear down to the shoulder for a neck stretch. You know, we hold tension in so many different small parts of the body. It can be the neck, it can be the shoulders, it can be the jaw. Just throughout the session, I want you to find at least 1 or 2 poses that feel really good for you, that you can take with you in the exam. And inhale, exhale, release. Let's do the other side, bringing the left hand across the face, drawing it down to the shoulder, creating space in the neck area. And we're here for 1 more breath. And exhale, release. Now from here, we're going to come into a twist, placing your right hand on the outside of the left knee. And you're going to twist your body over to the other side while you place the back arm on the chair. And you're just going to twist through your spine. Sorry, I have to hold the mic, so I can't show you the full pose, but you're coming into a twist. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, come back to center. And inhale, bringing the other arm over the knee, placing the back hand on the chair. Taking deep belly breaths. And inhale, come back to center. Now from here, I'm going to ask you to place both hands behind your head. So imagine that my other arm is lifted up, and you're just going to bring your elbows forward to frame your face. So squeeze them in forward. And as you take a deep inhale, just lean back, sending the elbows and the head back. Right? It's different. It's new and different, but give yourself time and silence to just settle into these poses. So you also want to be able to experience the full benefits, and by doing so is by being present, right? Something feels new and different, explore that. And exhale, come down. Maybe you want to go back into it. You're welcome to do 1 more. Sending that head back. And exhale, coming back down. Now from here, you might need a little more space. You're just going to place your ankle over the knee. So it's like a cross-legged position, except this time you're just placing the ankle on the knee. If the outfit allows. All right. And then from here, you're just going to lean forward. Lean forward, feeling the stretch on the side of the body. This is a good stretch for when you've been seated for hours, right? So if you don't feel like standing up, if you don't feel like standing up, this is what you get into. And there's something, that tension that you're feeling is actually releasing the stored tension from being frustrated here. So you need to understand how these emotions manifest in the body. And inhale, coming back up. You can place that foot down and let's do the other leg. Placing the ankle on the knee. Taking a deep inhale and then leaning your weight forward. Just take a moment to be silent. It really will help. And exhale, coming back up, placing that foot down. Now we're just going to stand for a bit. Yeah. I'm going to need someone to hold the mic. Yes, I do.
Sorry.
It's fine. Okay. All right, from here, we're just going to take a deep inhale, reach the arms up above your head, and interlace through the fingers. So hug your fingers. And inhale, reaching up as high as you can. And exhale, bend over to the right side, as deep as you can go. And inhale, coming back to center. And exhale over to the other side. Now, this is a good one for when you've just gotten out of your seat and you need to reach for a stretch, and then reach the arms behind you. So this time you're interlacing the fingers behind you, and you're going to inhale, pull the arms down and back, and lifting the chin slightly. And exhale, coming back to center. Now grab your chair for balance or your desk, whatever's next to you. And you're just going to pull your heel up to your glute. Now you're a bit confused. You don't know if you're preparing for a netball match or a board exam. But trust me, this really helps when you're taking a break. And over to the other side. And gently release that leg down. And you're just going to hop on the spot. Right? Bring some joy, playfulness, lightheartedness. Dance it out. Okay. And we're going to meet. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to meet in our seats one more time. We're just going to end off with a cool breathing technique for if you don't want to stretch, right? Okay, coming back to your seat, placing your hands facing down on your lap. And coming to close your eyes, I'll guide you through this one. It's a box breathing technique. And our breath can do so much with changing the rhythm of your heart. So often when you're feeling anxious due to performance anxiety, your heart rate will begin to increase. But through breathing, you're able to regulate that. So I'm going to count in fours. The first four is to take a deep inhale. The second four is to hold your breath. And the last count of four is to exhale. And we're going to do about 3 or 4 rounds of those. And just get a sense of what it feels like to breathe intentionally. Okay, so take a deep inhale through the nose, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. And release through the mouth, 2, 3, 4. Take a deep inhale through the nose, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. And release through the mouth. Let's do 2 more. Take a deep inhale through the nose. 2, 3. Hold. and exhale. Let's do one more round. Deep inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. And as you release, dropping the shoulders, relaxing in the body. And that's your state of excellence. Thank you. Thank you, Melanie. Do we move the chair? Oh, I even forgot it was on me. Can you help me here? I'll take.
Thank you so much, Oratilwe. I feel like I'm ready to write the APC, and I've written it twice, um, for that matter. So to everyone who's joined in online, we really hope that you guys are also participating and breathing. Thank you so much again. This was really useful, and I hope that everyone's able to take it with them. Next up, we have got Irene, who's an investment banker by profession, who is going to give us some insights into her journey and her APC success story.
Oh, it's gonna hold it.
Can
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Irene Chikobu. I did my articles at KPMG here in Parktown. Then after that, I had to go and work for Cecil because they had paid my fees, so I was just repaying my bursary. After Cecil, I joined management consulting. I think that that decision was driven mainly by the fact that at Cecil, I worked as a financial accountant, but I think I wanted a career with a little bit more impact, I guess, and something that, you know, where I could apply myself more outside of the profession. So I joined a firm called A.T. Kearney, and I think A.T. Kearney was a great experience, honestly, in terms of opening my mind. The type of projects you work on were like, you know, I think we worked with the IDC where we helped benchmark them against other DFIs in the country and globally, actually, just to see how they were performing or what they could do to sort of change their portfolio during COVID. And then after that, we also worked with the new MTN group CFO because she had just been appointed. So she wanted a strategy for her finance department. And I remember when they gave me that project, I was like, I don't understand why a CFO would hire a firm to help develop a strategy. But then I think when you saw how big MTN is from an Africa standpoint, it's very difficult for a group CFO to sit with to sit with her finance team in Benin, and then her finance team in Nigeria, and then her finance team in Ghana to come up with one strategy. So I think from a consulting perspective, it was then our job to do that and then sort of give her a consolidated group strategy. Then I then worked in Ghana. So I think this is when I realized I was a little bit over my head because I was working with the electricity company of Ghana. They had now been unbundled. So you know how Eskom is currently unbundling in order to introduce private sector participants. That's what they'd done in Ghana. So we were essentially helping them develop a strategy to introduce private sector participants. And I know nothing about electricity. I didn't know anything about the electricity distribution network, so I think it was quite a steep learning curve for me. But I enjoyed the opportunity. I definitely enjoyed working in Ghana, meeting with different people within the industry. It's now knowledge that I've acquired and I'll never forget. And then I think after that project, I decided, okay, let me deviate sort of back into my finance skills, and that's how I ended up in investment banking. So I currently work in structured asset financing. So essentially we finance assets. Our biggest one is aircraft. So if there's an airline looking to buy an airplane, they'll come to our team and then we sort of, we finance aircrafts. But then we don't limit it to that. I think we also look at locomotives, which are like trains. And then we also look at shipping vessels. So I think in terms of reaching a career that has more impact, I definitely think I've been able to do that in terms of being able to work with different businesses, seeing what they're doing and seeing how we can help them grow and sort of finalize their strategies. In terms of my APC success story, I wrote ITC more than once, but I wrote APC once. I think for me, it was the better exam of the two. And I think it's because of the fact that you could work in groups, right? So, I mean, we take for granted other people's perspectives, but it's actually quite valuable. And I think what I've noticed is that people in professional careers, because we're always so eager to show people what we know and what we've learned, we tend to just sit, we'll tend to forget to just sit and listen to what other people are saying. So I think that that was a very big part of APC for me. So the group sessions are for me quite key, and it's important that they happen at the beginning, so that if your mind frame or the way that you're looking at a question is not right, there's already people who've sort of fixed it before you delve into what you think your answer is. So I think that was important, attending the group sessions, being able to collaborate with people, hear the different perspectives, because sometimes people think of things differently. But I think what also stood out was that you also need to be disciplined, because I noticed that these group sessions, they tend to, you plan for 2 hours, next thing you guys are there for 4. And, you know, maybe you only went through 2 points where you guys actually should have gone through six different points. So I think developing the discipline in those groups is very important, to just make sure that you do what you're supposed to do in the time that you're supposed to do, and that also you are learning as much as you're contributing. Don't fall into the trap of copying everybody's answers, because I don't know how many people got into trouble for that. All those like papers that were always flowing around, and they said they come from Deloitte UK, or they come from all these different places. Look, I mean, you can probably use them for guidance, but there's no examiner who's going to sit and read 10 answers and they're all the same and then not suspect anything. So I do think that it's a very important to be very mindful when you receive those answers. And then also the alone time. So I think the alone time is well, for me was actually where I got things done properly. I mean, now I've collated all my potential answers and what it is that I think you know, they're going to ask, or how I want to direct my question. And now it's about sitting and structuring, because I know structuring your question is a very big part of APC. So essentially how I would do it is I'd obviously go through the case study. Then I would, in every paragraph, just give yourself bullets, like you have a separate piece of paper, and then you bullet point what you think is relevant, or what you think they're going to ask. Is it IFRS 16? Is it IFRS 9? Is it tax? Is it, you know, strategy? Whatever you think it is, and make sure that you've got like a list of bullet points. And then once you've got them, for me, then it was being able to structure the question. And I think I focused a lot on structure, because I remember the first one that I wrote, I lost a lot of marks on structuring, because you tend to just write and write and write, because there's so much to say, but you're not focused on how this is being read by the person who has to now follow your train of thought. So, you know, once you've got all your bullet points based on how you've read them or how you've written them, then grouping them to say, okay, maybe I'm going to start with IFRS 16, then move to IFRS 9. Then maybe there's tax up here and there's also tax down there, but I want to cover tax implications as a whole at the bottom. So now you've been able to group your answers, all your bullet points. Then from there was, now for me, it was a mind map solution. So in order to make sure that what I'm saying is flowing, I would have like a mind map and be like, okay, from here, I'm going to move here, then I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to talk about this. Does this train of thought make sense to the person who needs to read it? And in the event that, well, I guess this is now moving on to fleshing out the question, or fleshing out the answer. Because obviously you never know what they're going to ask, but you have a rough idea of what you think the question could be. So it could be like, maybe under IFRS 16, I feel like they could ask it as option A, and then maybe they could ask it as option B, and then I would flesh out an answer for option A and option B. And by flesh out an answer, I mean I'd write like 1.5 pages to 2 pages for each option. So it's a bit of a tedious exercise, because it's going to take you time, and by time I mean days. But by the time that I've now fleshed out every single answer in terms of what I think they could potentially ask me, I've essentially got a Bible of answers that I'm walking into the exam with. And on top of that, I've got a structure in terms of how I want to answer them, or how they're going to be answered. So even if they do sort of throw a bit of a curveball in the exam, it won't deviate too far from the answers that I've written. So it's like just knowing which paragraphs to pick, which ones to use, where to make your adjustments, and how to make it work. But in terms of structure, I've already got that in place. I'm not changing that when I get into the exam. And then also in terms of just my sentences and how I've written them, I'm also not going to change too much of that when I get into the exam. So yeah, I think that strategy worked out quite well for me. I think I enjoyed APC of all the accounting exams I ever wrote. And yeah, I think you should enjoy the journey.